Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Pundit says Arsenal have a £30 million player hit take over Kevin De Bruyne. Arsenal face Manchester City this weekend in what is bound to be a blockbuster of a match. Indeed, there will be so much talent on show on Sunday, and just like last season, perhaps the difference maker will be Kevin De Bruyne. The Belgian tore the Gunners to shreds in this fixture last term, ultimately turning the tide in the title race. However, according to David Hillier, Arsenal have a player who he'd rather have in his team than De Bruyne. Speaking on the Hyper Squad YouTube channel, Hillier has claimed that he'd rather have Martin Odegaard in his team than Kevin De Bruyne. The Pundit claimed that the £30 million man is still on the up while De Bruyne has already picked, so he'd rather take a chance on a player who has room to improve rather than someone who's already the finished product, he said. De Bruyne, I didn't think he'd be the same player when he came back from his injury. He is picking while Odegaard is still on upwards slope for me, so I'd rather have the player who has the potential to do better rather than the player who will just give me his best every week. I'd rather take a chance on that. He has not been the best in big games, Odegaard, we know that. That must be on his mind. Ali McCoist surprised by what's happened to £27 million Arsenal player on international duty. Ali McCoist has admitted he is surprised after what's happened to one key Arsenal star during the international break. With the array of talent Mikel Arteta has at his disposal, you'd expect the majority of Arsenal's starting 11 to be nailed on starters for their international teams. That is certainly the case for the likes of Declan Rice, who will captain England in today's match. Alongside Rice, it could be argued that William Saliba is one of Arsenal's most important players, as well as Bukayo Saka. Despite his impressive displays in the Premier League, Saliba is having a tough time when it comes to nailing down a place in the front side. The 23-year-old has managed just 12 appearances for Les Bleus since making his debut back in March 2022, and Ali McCoist is surprised that Saliba doesn't feature more regularly for France. Speaking on TalkSport, McCoist was asked if he was surprised to see Saliba miss out on the 2-0 defeat to Germany off the back of Didier Deschamps' recent comments on the Arsenal star. He said, "Yeah, a little bit. They have got Pavard, Upamecano. They have good players, that's the first thing you've got to say, but it does surprise me a lot. But maybe it's just one of those things because you read the quote from Deschamps. It wasn't overly complimentary, was he? Let's be honest about it." While France do boast some excellent options in central defense, it's baffling how Saliba is yet to win over Deschamps. We've all witnessed what the £27 million defender is capable of at Arsenal, but he is yet to get a real opportunity to impress for France. Roy Makai says 24-year-old Arsenal star has been so good recently. Arsenal sit at the top of the Premier League table. They have not dropped a point in the top flight since the turn of the year, and their only defeat since mid-January was avenged as they overcame Porto in their Champions League last 16 tie. The form of Kai Havertz has been a key reason behind their recent run of form. Havertz has been written off by many during his time at the Emirates, but he has scored in his last 4 Premier League appearances. Havertz also scored for Germany in their surprise 2-0 win over France last week, and with that, Roy Makai has told Sky Germany that the 24-year-old may be the answer to Julian Nagelsmann's search for a first-choice striker heading into Euro 2024. He said, "This has been a problem in Germany for several years, that they lack a real 9. It's not the best filled position in Germany. You have Niklas Füllkrug from Dortmund. Kai Havertz is also playing very well right now, but it's not the classic 9. He had often held the position at Chelsea. He didn't score many goals, but he scored important ones. And at Arsenal, he is playing outstandingly with the whole team at the moment. Maybe he can take this form with him to the European Championship, and he is a different type of player than, for example, Fulkrug. Havertz had his moment at Chelsea. Of course, his most famous goal for the club came in the Champions League final, where Thomas Tuchel's side beat Manchester City, but it really does feel that his redemption arc is reaching a conclusion in North London. Havertz has silenced so many of his doubters in recent months. The striker position has been one of the few remaining issues for Mikel Arteta over the past couple of years. But Havertz is doing all he can to stamp his authority on that position. It seems that he is becoming just as important to his national team ahead of this summer's major tournament. Simon Jordan says £250,000 a week Arsenal star hasn't made that much of an impact. Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice has been a revelation for the Gunners since arriving at the Emirates Stadium in a £105 million deal last summer. The 25-year-old has helped take Mikel Arteta's Arsenal to the next level, his quality and consistency helping the Gunners remain top of the Premier League table. However, Talksport's pundit Simon Jordan doesn't seem all that impressed with the Arsenal man's effort at international level. Speaking on the radio station, as per their YouTube channel, Jordan doesn't feel Rice has made that much of an impact to warrant a half century of England caps. The Talksport co-host also said he feels Scotland legend Graeme Souness, who earned 54 Scotland caps throughout his career, was a much better player than Rice. He said the following: "What's interesting to me is he's arrived at 50 caps so quickly, and I don't think he's made that much of an impact to have been at 50 caps. No disrespect to Declan Rice and the challenges that he's had for playing at West Ham and then moving to a bigger club in Arsenal, but I'm amazed when I saw the statistics. Not amazed he's been made captain because Southgate's given it to him because it's his 50th cap, and maybe he will be an England captain of the future, but I look at 50 caps and go, seems like a lot of caps sitting in a room with someone like, with respect, Raheem Souness, to my mind, was a far better player than Declan Rice will ever be. What do you get? 54 caps for Scotland? I can take the mickey and say that's because you never qualified for any tournaments. But Rice is how old? 24, and played 50 times for England. It's remarkable, and you think about that logic, he probably makes 150 appearances for them." Arsenal fans will no doubt disagree with Jordan's comments. The YouTube comments certainly don't agree with him, and it's not surprising really. You know a player is a generational talent when he's not only debuting for his club and or country at a young age, but reaches big milestones while still young. £70 million player wants to join Arsenal this summer. He is one of the best young talents around. According to record in Portugal, Ousmane Diomande is on Arsenal's radar. The Portuguese news outlet believe the Gunners are willing to put £51 million on the table to sign the Ivory Coast international this summer as Mikel Arteta targets a new central defender. Crucially, record add that Chelsea are also keen, but Diomande would prefer to join Arsenal. That doesn't surprise us in the slightest. To be perfectly honest, surely no young talent with their head screwed on would opt for Chelsea over Arsenal right now. The Blues currently sit 11th in the Premier League and seem to be ambling towards nowhere under Mauricio Pochettino, whereas it feels like only a matter of time until Arsenal achieve something significant under Arteta. Diomande, aged just 20, has made 29 appearances in all competitions for Sporting so far this season, scoring 2 goals, while also providing 1 assist. As aforesaid, Arsenal are willing to offer £51 million for Diomande. However, the Sporting number 26 has a release clause worth £70 million written into his contract with the Portuguese Giants, a figure the Primeira Liga outfit may point Arsenal towards. Having said that, if Diomande, who was recently ranked as the 5th best young talent in Europe, asks to join Arsenal and forces the move, Sporting could potentially accept a sum below his release clause. Unbelievable striker's price drops from £85 million to £43 million after claims Arsenal want to sign him. Arsenal have been linked with a number of strikers over the last few months. Mikel Arteta's side currently have Gabriel Jesus, Edin Ketia, Leandro Trossard and Kai Havertz up top, but none of them have scored more than 10 goals in all competitions yet this season. That's why a new centre forward is an absolute priority before the start of the next campaign, and among all the names linked with a move to the Emirates is Victor Gyökeres. The unbelievable Sporting Lisbon striker is in the form of his life, having scored 36 goals and provided 14 assists in all competitions for Ruben Amorim's side. He has been heavily linked with a number of clubs, including Arsenal, and multiple reports have claimed that it will take around £85 million to get him this summer. However, Gazzetta dello Sport have offered a very encouraging update for Arsenal and other interested clubs. It has been claimed that Gyökeres could actually be available for a fee of just under £43 million. Victor Gyökeres for around £43 million would be a steal when you consider he has directly been involved in 50 goals for Sporting Lisbon this season. However, he is not the only striker linked with a move to Arsenal. The Gunners are also said to be interested in Napoli star Victor Osimhen, while Bologna striker Joshua Zirkzee has also been linked with a move to the Emirates. Other forwards like Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, Brighton and Hove Albion star Ivan Ferguson, and Brentford talisman Ivan Toney's names have also come out of the rumour mill. Arsenal definitely have a number of different options, and it will be interesting who they will go for at the end of this season. Former player claims £100 million rated star could join Arsenal. Paul Robinson has provided an explanation for the Gunners' potential optimism on the Douglas Luiz move from Aston Villa. According to the former England international, Villa may have to let go of the talented player like Luiz because of two issues. Those two issues, in his opinion, are failing to qualify for the Champions League next season and the need to sell players in order to balance their books. Robinson told Football Insider, the Inside Track podcast, the following. Their books are worrying from a Villa point of view. If they don't get Champions League football, the likes of Jacob Ramsey and Douglas Luiz could want to leave. I know for a fact that Arsenal are looking at Luiz. If Villa were in a situation where they had to balance the books, Ramsey and Luiz bring you £100 million between them at least. There is your books balanced. Fans won't want to hear that though. Luiz would be a huge upgrade and would fit in well in the Arsenal midfield. Thomas Partey is expected to be sold in the summer, and Luiz would be a worthy replacement. The transfer could become more difficult, though, given rumours that Villa have put a price tag of at least £100 million on his head. With other positions needing attention, the Gunners cannot invest that amount of money on a midfielder. Mikel Arteta's team is looking for a striker first and foremost in the summer transfer window. The names being linked with the Gunners are Ivan Toney, Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres and others. The Premier League leaders are looking to address their goal-scoring issues in the summer, with Gabriel Jesus and Edin Ketia once again showing this season that they cannot score 25-plus goals for the team. Nevertheless, signing Luiz would provide Arsenal strength and energy in the midfield, with the Brazilian midfielder also improving his output this season. Luiz has 9 goals and 5 assists in the Premier League this season. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.